Hello everyone, it's DA here, and today on our Anthem lore intro, we are going to be looking at two great factions, the Sentinels and the Freelancers. Side-by-side look at the backstory, some reliability, and of course, you guessed it, who is stronger, who is better. So, starting with the lore and why they hate each other so much, because I'm sure some of you are probably wondering. Well, when Tarsus died, the Legion of Dawn was divided into three groups. You have the Paladins, who followed Magnastral up north and became the Dominion. One group followed Arden Vaza and became the Sentinels. What was left was the Freelancers, and coming from their name, Lancers who wanted to be free. And to the people, these are the only few who still carried on the virtues and the duties of the legendary Legion of Dawn. Basically, they are the bloodlines of Elena Tarsus, if you want to look at it that way. But the conflict between Sentinels and Freelancers is also something that I myself believe started before the Heart of Rage. Most people would like to attribute the hate for Freelancers to their failure at the Heart of Rage, but it actually started centuries before that. And I believe it was something created by none other than Arden Vaza. From the way things gradually changed after Elena died, we can tell that Vaza always had this thirst for power, authority, and of course he has a strict rule to keep everyone under his wing. Perhaps that is one of the main reasons why the Paladins left to begin with. It was a struggle for power between Vaza and Strahl, and it was a choice to either submit to him or move somewhere else where you can dominate and become a ruler on your own. So the Paladins followed Magnastral to a place where they can really dominate the world and use their powers however they please. Vaza considered the Freelancers as ragtags because after the Paladins left, he expected the Freelancers to fall under his rule. However, because the Freelancers wanted to be free and followed the duties and the way Elena would have done things, he referred to them as ragtags, uncivilized groups, because they wouldn't follow him and subject themselves to his rule. Another crazy thing to note is that immediately after establishing the Sentinel faction to police Bastion, Arden Vaza became the first emperor of Bastion. That is crazy. And if we also notice, people are more scared of the Sentinels than the Freelancers, because the Freelancers are quote-unquote part of the people. Fast forward 4 centuries, you have the Heart of Rage. The Monitor attacked Freemark and the Freelancers fell. Of course, they failed. People had always hoped the Freelancers would have saved them, and it was easy to throw the blame on the so-called uncivilized group because people will say, oh, they're not prepared. However, the Sentinels were never prepared either. Instead of blaming themselves for having a Shaper relic at the heart of Freemark, the Sentinels blamed the Freelancers for this failure. It felt as if the Sentinels knew this secret and intended to build Freemark around the relic to keep it hidden, in the same way putting the people of Freemark at risk. As most of us already know, there's really no way to prepare for a surprise attack. That is why it's called a surprise. However, the Sentinels also have enough tools and technology from the Vaza family to detect the Dominion several miles away, which makes me wonder why none of the Sentinel outposts or sensors even detected the Dominion from miles away. Now, when you look at that cinematic of the Battle of Freemark, instead of caring for the people, you will notice that the Sentinels immediately went for the relic. And of course, we can say that they went for the relic because they believe that losing the relic is going to be a much bigger loss than losing the people of Freemark. Now, at the end of everything, the Freelancers stayed to get the people out, and then 10 years later, the Freelancers went back to the Heart of Rage to fix something they never started, defeating the Monitor, silencing the Cenotaph, and making sure that all the other forts are safe. So, in all, the Freelancers are better, stronger, the fastest, and more reliable. They have also been shaped by circumstance and still managed to come out on top with their crappy gear. The Sentinels, however, have the best in terms of technology. They are maybe next to the Dominion in terms of how amazing their technology is. They're clean, they have resources, they have strength, and if they built machines to test it, Sentinels will probably beat Freelancers in terms of raw power and numbers, because people are more likely to sign up to become a Sentinel instead of a Freelancer. It's easy food, easier protection, and a faster way to wealth. But the rules that govern the Sentinels also makes them weak. They have to follow protocols, and they don't even think for themselves. Most of them never had a chance to think of what must be done if things don't go by the book. That is why the Freelancers always end up saving the Sentinels every single time. Sentinels always go by the book, so when things go south, they are basically left for dead. So, Sentinels police the people, the Freelancers are the people. On strength, Sentinels are a lot stronger and better because of their technology. On reliability, Freelancers are better because Freelancers will not let you down. Even if they fail, that is because of the circumstance, but they still try to go back and rewrite their wrongs. On a long-term basis, Freelancers are better because Sentinels can receive order to abandon ship anyway and do it. So if the order came from Emperor Valus today, the Sentinels have to leave Fort Tarsus, they will do it, which means Fort Tarsus will become defenseless. So that is one of the things we also have to think about. So yeah, Arden Versa started the whole conflict, and now you know, because Freelancers wouldn't follow a stupid protocol. They are referred to as uncivilized because you know why. But I would like to know, what do you think about this? In terms of military size, strength, and reliability, who is stronger, who is reliable in the long and short term? Also, in terms of the backstory and the history, who do you think really started the whole hate between Freelancers and Sentinels? Thanks for watching. It's DA signing out, and I'll see you in the next lore entry.